Senate Minority Leader Senator Eyinanya Abaribe has described as very disturbing the closure of businesses belonging to Nigerians in Ghana. Ghanaian officials had sealed off Nigerian shops in Accra for allegedly failing to pay the $1 million equity stipulated by the Ghana Investment Promotions Council. In response, the federal government last week recalled its envoy to Ghana for consultations and threatened to drag the West African nation to the ECOWAS Court of Justice. If found to have breached the sub-region's protocol of free movement of peoples. Senator Abaribe, in a statement by his media advisor, Eyinanya Abaribe, said Ghana's action against nationals of other countries, particularly Nigerians, points to state endorsement of xenophobic attacks. He also points out that Ghana's policy, which stipulates that retail trade is the exclusive preserve of Ghanaians, was a willful denigration of sub-regional brotherhood. That's in clear conflict with ECOWAS protocol. Senator Abaribe wants ECOWAS to brace up to tackling the issue of free trade and movement of people in the West African sub-region. Now, for more of the situation with Nigerian business owners in Ghana, we're joined now by Ghanaian journalist Fritz Amagase. Thank you for joining us this hour. Fritz, the perception here is that Ghana wants retail and petty trading to be reserved exclusively for Ghanaians. And that is why, as a foreigner, you would need $1 million in cash or in equity to remain in business. Help us put this in more or less a more informed perspective, being someone who lives in Ghana.
Well, that's the case we have on our hands over here. We're saying that retail business is exclusively for the Ghanaian traders in the Ghanaian market, but for foreigners, there are procedures or there are rules that you need to follow to be able to have a retail business in Ghana. And if you're a foreigner and you don't adhere strictly to the laid-down procedures, which has been stipulated by the Ministry of Trade and Industry, then of course you don't fall into the ambit of trying to do a retail business in Ghana. So, like you rightly indicated, you need to have $1 million invested. You need to be able to answer all the stipulations that have been put out by the Ministry of Trade and Industry. And once you follow through with all their directive, then you can have the green light to operate as a retail business in Ghana. So these are the tenets that we have, which regulate retail business here in Ghana. And the ministry said they've been giving the foreigners the chance to operate for a very long time. They found a field day actually, and they've not really cracked down on them. But since the Presidential Committee on Trade and Ministry was formed, they realized that things have festered for so long, and they needed to come in and also ensure that people follow through the directive that has been given. And so it's not like a witch hunt or anything. Yeah.
So the Nigerian government is threatening to drag Ghana to ECOWAS. Do you think the Ghanaian government is concerned about the implication of these on bilateral relations with Nigeria, and also the possibility of breaching established protocols that would favor free movement, of peoples, for instance?
Well, I think the Ghanaian government is very collaborative. I mean, they've helped issues here in Ghana. When the issue started somewhere last year, they came into the picture because we had the Traders Union of Ghana trying to close some of the shops belonging to foreigners, particularly Nigerians. And the government came into the picture to say, well, press the pause button, actually, to tell the traders to hold their horses and ensure that they allow enough time for the foreign traders to actually show their documents. And so sometime this year, the Presidential Committee that was set up went to the enclave, especially in the second enclave where most of these shops were really affected, to see or to assess documents that the traders have presented.
Okay.
And once they presented it, they looked at it and they said, we're going to come back on a later date to check this document, but only for them to appear and say, well, if you don't have the documents, you are closing your shop. And if you still hold that you do have the documents, then you have to proceed to our offices so that we can validate it for
Fritz,
you
I'm
to actually
afraid
get
that's
in
how
business.
much time will permit us on this conversation. But thank you for your
All
thoughts,
right.
and we're looking forward to more amicable ways of resolving this particular issue. Fritz Amagesen joins us live from Accra in Ghana.
Thank you so much for having me.